Tom, there is so much poke and anti-engage.
Imagine how much more poke there'd be with barrels.
Imagine if they just actually picked Gragas.
Oh, this would have been great. Unfortunately, Gragas was banned, obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
By someone.
Yeah.
We're going to find out who, but in the meantime, let's get onto the Rift. Whoa.
So scary.
Well, at least the KT fans have some more coordination. SANDBOX still needs to work on their fan cheers as we have a look at the beautiful skybox and the turret plates being set up. Ghost is by himself as our Snowflower looks as dapper as ever. Love that skin. Do you know what that skin reminds me of?
What?
The King Zora from Zelda.
Which Zelda? I stopped after Ocarina of Time.
Well, Ocarina of Time, King Zora.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Maybe I'm just too young. Maybe my memory's not there.
You never went to the inside Jabu Jabu's stomach?
So, see, I played Ocarina of Time and never finished it or beat it.
I mean, it was the third dungeon of the whole game, so it's like right at the beginning. You never played through Ocarina of Time?
Not completely, no.
Do you have a 3DS?
No. I'm getting a Switch because Pokemon.
We might see a re-release. You might have an opportunity because the remake for 3DS Ocarina of Time is actually fantastic.
Okay.
Really, really, really good.
I like that.
That means you can play arguably the best game ever made of all time.
Ooh, I like this. Spell Thieves on Ezreal.
Yeah, we've done it. So we're frostmancing on both sides. And we're taking Klepto on both sides as well. So
anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, or equally. Okay, we've got even skins. I feel like the Dapper is working on both this Pike and the Tahm. He's got rings on his tongue. It's so cool.
That's quite a body mod.
Yeah.
That seems very painful if you were to do that in real life.
Yeah. However, it means he jangles when he does his tongue lash, as damn, Prey took a hell of a lot of damage. That's what happens, I guess, when you don't have any health on your starting item. Snake dives in onto Summit.
Transcendence for Prey.
Okay.
And so far this game, SANDBOX starting out okay in the middle lane, not so well in the top lane, as Summit getting pushed under. Not sure how much CS he's going to be able to get. I think he only got 5 out of the first 12. As the third wave.
OnFleek's coming in, and Ghost is going to get the flash. Snowflower flashes immediately afterwards, but there's the Audacious Charge. Bone Skewer lands. That's going to mean a very dead Tahm, but Prey may follow up the flash forward. That's the power chord. Double kill for the Sona, and this has started about as wrong as it can for KT Rolster.
And the Sona getting that much gold early on is massive for her. She's going to be able to recall.
Over double is gold already.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Over double is gold already. Has the Klepto, has the Spell Thieves that's going to be ramping and making everything just go so much smoother. And bot lane is going to be a nightmare now without spells. You have to
first
endlessly.
buy was disgusting. I think that was Frostfang as well as a tier already.
Oh yeah,
completed.
the lane's over.
Yeah.
So let's just take a look at this. The lane state while this gank is all happening is beautiful, by the way. The cannon minions, the minions getting pulled backwards, the incoming minion.
Both done.
They want to kill Summit.
Well, they might be able to do so. There's a big old mini wave coming in here as Score sets up a tunnel. They haven't started the aggro just yet, but Score is just has to flash. As Smeb is going to bring the hammer down. That was very close, but KT do manage to nail the dive.
And meanwhile, on Fleek, he gets Scuttle Crab on the right-hand side. Teleport coming in and top. And by the way, all 3 of these members shared XP.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, mid lane, Dove didn't end up getting a turret plate, but had he, and considering the mid wave that he ended up eating, it might not actually be the end of the world, all things considered, given that he got Score's flash.
And he gets a really nice back timing when he doesn't have teleport available as well. I see your point completely.
Look at the mini-map right here, because we already know what happened inside of the play. Summit almost managed to get the kill. That's great. The mini-map's where the real stuff is actually going on, because Azir had a minion wave in front of his turret, then he consumes all of that, So you get that gold value, you get the XP in mid lane, and then he gets the wave coming back into him with a recall that matches Talia, and then there's also the Scuttle Crab that goes over to the jungler on the right-hand side.
Speaking of the jungler on the right-hand side, Score is going to make his way in. Prey landing some of these autos, but Joker, he's going to be able to eat up that grey health, and Score has to return. Takes a tunnel, gets the heck out, and Ghost is going to keep him healthy once again. Frostfang was done for Prey as well on his back, but he only has the Fairy Charm towards a tier of his own. It's going to be very similar items until the Archangels and or the Manamune are completed for either of these carries on the bottom side. As far as the farm, you can see that Joker is winning. That's where we're going to be looking. He's actually just going to take a bit of an adventure through his own jungle. You can see the hard farming being done here by OnFleek and Score, both of them. The Hail of Blades junglers don't need a keystone to tear apart this particular jungle. Warrior Enchant almost there for OnFleek, Caulfield's Warhammer, and then the recipe completion. And we need an extra longsword here on Score's side. As far as those items, some bags of gold coming in for both Prey and for Ghost. We'll be able to check to see whose quest completion is going to happen first. I think that Ghost is in the lead at this stage with the Frostfang. Oh dear. Score's pathing over. Don't know whether they saw him there, but VODs, that's why you check brushes each time, guys. Really nicely done. Dove it on Fleek.
Oh.
They're going to come in. Joker is extremely fast.
Yeah.
All he has is some Moby Boots, and that is going to be Dove picking up that blue buff. Very, very nicely done from SANDBOX. Dove is so far ahead.
Yes.
20 CS over BDD.
He's 20 CS up. Also, look at BD. All right, so we just got a glimpse. He's about 6.2, 6.3 in terms of level.
Yep.
Dove is into 7 right now. So the experience differential in mid lane is massive. And now look at the bottom lane state. It's coming into Ghost and Joker. So Sona has this ability. You press it and it heals both you and your allies. So when the wave is in front of your turret and the opponents have to respect that your jungler's in close proximity and you know the enemy jungler's on the other side of the map, you can actually make it really risky for them to farm and threaten to gank them. But you don't want to do that. You might kill someone.
No, you don't want to do something like that. That's bad.
That'd be tragic.
Yeah, it's a bad news scenario.
You want your jungler to gank when the lane is still in the very middle so that the opponent can flash away. Nice. We're learning here together.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Snowflower flash on cooldown though, so still successful gank here on the side of SANDBOX. Smev going to take himself a second turret plate here on the top side. He is trashing this lane, but that is understandable. He has the level advantage up here as well. You were talking about level leads earlier on. Got a back coming in now for Ghost. Just going to head home. Vision now getting cleared. Ghost probably not wanting to head home just yet. Probably wants to go once that quest is completed, but not entirely sure how close they are to getting that one.
The gold score is 600 only in favor of SANDBOX currently. And here we go again, round 2.
Yep, deep water dive, looking for Snowflower. Does land the bone skewer very nicely. Crescendo, just to guarantee it, and Joker's going to share some gold around OnFleek. Going to get the main advantage there with the sack of gold.
So keep mental note, it's 4-1 right now.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
4-1 is the current kill score.
That's bad news for KT, who are already about 2,000 gold behind. You can see the money, a lot of it
in the middle lane. And so, yeah, this is round number 2. Snowflower doesn't have his flash available. They chain everything really well. Crescendo into the knockup from OnFleek. And then they end up sharing the Pike Gold. BDD avoiding the laning phase because he realizes, hey, I can't actually go toe-to-toe with this player anymore in the mid lane. He's too far ahead. Let's just try to roam, create a chaotic environment.
Oh, Joker's predated right now. He is very, very fast. He can dash over that wall pretty easily, so no worries there. Snowflower lying in wait, but there's 2 members waiting in that brush on the top side. Summit is going to be in a lot of trouble if he steps too far forward in this lane, and you can see SANDBOX are all moving back towards the mid lane. Decent knock-up, good umbral dash there from Summit to keep himself safe, and you can see KT not going to do too much more. SANDBOX should be able to get some turret plates here in the mid lane as it's 10.5 minutes into the game, and they've got vision around where Shelly is. Able to move over. Summit is thinking about putting his face into that brush, but you can see Smeb, he's so far away. Oh my, he is. And now the face check comes in, and Powered Shock Blast is there. Good flash. No, not able to get any kills underneath this turret. Seismic Shove is decent from B to D, but the sidestep is too good from Dove. Looking for some more turret plates here. SANDBOX very deep underneath this one. Snowflower not able to offer too much back, and that is going to be another turret plate falling in favor of SANDBOX.
And so right now, a ton of plates do go down up in top lane. Smeb should be able to get the final plate as well as the first turret blood.
And KT should be able to start Shelly here as well, because they knew that Din was bottom side.
Score is really trying to put Summit in the ground. He's really mad about his flash being taken away during that gank before, as Agatha is looking like she's going to go down.
Yep, going to steal away Agatha.
Oh!
That's a great knock-up. That's going to get another flash.
He combos
going to be
so well.
Even more angry. And now On Fleek and Dove coming up as well. That's some do-si-do being performed here by the Rek'Sai. Goes through one of his tunnels as Joker. He's got eyes on the prize. The Predator comes forward, lands the Bone Skewer. Remember, this is Score, who does have the Hail of Blades, but it's not enough. Joker's going to be able to do it. It's the solo kill, actually, for the Pyke. Did have to invest the Ignite, but 2-0-3 now for this Pyke. The bottom lane going, yeah, pretty well.
Yeah, almost a 1,000 gold advantage for the Sona, 1,200 gold advantage for the Pyke. And Pyke is essentially another carry champion with how accelerated he is this game. Remember, he has an extra kill share inside of him, so the kill score at the top is realistically 6-2 right now.
Yep.
And even though Summit is behind, he's on the Aatrox, and he's not super far behind to the point where he's out of the game. All it would take is one kill onto the Jace, 2 minion waves going over his way due to the death timer, and all of a sudden he's back in the game. And you can see right now that Smeb is playing super cautious.
Yeah, knows that all of the Snowflower with the Devour, but it's very early. There are 5 members down here, guys. Crescendo comes in, that's so much money. Doesn't get the reset because the Catfish dies too damn fast.
And now the Riptail being summoned, it's gonna launch.
It is, and we're going to get the turret plates for it as well. 10 seconds on the clock. See you later, turret. That is all the plates, and it goes straight to the Sona lane.
That's 10 plates now going over to SANDBOX this game. Meanwhile, I believe 8 went over to KT.
Yeah, 7 or 8, I think. It's definitely 5 on the top side. Not sure how many fell in the bottom lane, but it looks like only a couple as Smeb. Oh, he's going to get slowed down. Wind did indeed become lightning.
Almost able to get that turret. Really unfortunate they actually didn't.
It is standing gold, but should just go down if a minion wave gets in the wrong position, though. As we really want to get this Ocean Drake LS. None of those silly Infernal Drakes this game.
Yeah, Open Dragon. There's no point, to not just capture it. It's the most important Drake in the game.
Yeah. Well, actually, for a Sona composition, you can almost argue.
All right, so, you know what? I actually talked about this in the last broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right, it was 8.
And let's pay attention to how effective the Ocean Dragon is this game at key moments.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, at key moments, it does absolutely nothing.
Right. It doesn't. It doesn't,
It's like after the key moment, just before the next key moment. That's when it's good.
Well, they're in a massive advantageous spot right now, given their team composition.
Dove has completed his Nash's Tooth. He's going for the Nashor's variety this time with the lethal tempo. We've seen a whole lot of different builds, Yukal being the strangest, not opting in for any attack speed in his Azir build.
Trinity Force is actually the item of choice, it seems, for Prey, which is really, really surprising to me.
Yeah, just wanting some extra damage, I guess, over
the Ice
controlling
utility. Yep.
I can understand that. On Fleek, lying in wait. We know that KT members are in this little brush over here. Okay, sweep is going to be used, and all 3 of these What? When are we going to do something? When are we going to do something, guys? The Korean cast is going completely ballistic.
I think they're waiting for Stranger Things. Someone tell them
season 3?
That's in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Here from Ghost, and Joker's back to almost full health. Prey slowed down, good bone skewer. Onto BDD, does a fair bit of damage there as well, but he's going to be okay. SANDBOX testing. He's going to be able to get that chilling smite. There's the knock-up flash from Snowflower to get the tongue lash at 700 gold. Fleeky split pushing. On the top side of the map, he wants to get towards the Trinity Force ASAP. 105 currently on the Xin, as our Summit has to use the World Ender very, very early. Speak on this map.
Summit dies, but it's another one of those deaths where it's okay.
Yeah.
It ends up being profitable for SANDBOX, profitable for SANDBOX to have that happen.
That's basically 6 turrets taken already, because you can see that bottom inner turret is almost
They
dead.
got 3 waves in mid lane. They got, I believe, 2.5 waves in top lane. They got 4 turrets.
Yep, and they erected a sun turret in the mid lane there as well, which is actually going to help them at least understand exactly where this bottom lane is. That's going to get taken down. Prey with his Trinity Force now complete, like you were mentioning before. Still has to complete the tier item, as he wants to get that Manamune online.
Not sure what the Mercury treads are there for Talia.
Yeah, it's an odd one.
I can't wrap my head
Crescendo?
around it. Yeah, it's real important. When you get hit by the Sona that's in melee range of you, I don't think that you're worrying about the CC reduction. I think you're just dead.
Maybe he didn't want to invest too much magic resist into his build, and that's going to be the little bit of magic resist he got. Yeah, that's, oh look, I don't have a way of, yeah, that's all. That's my attempted play-by-play positive analysis of that particular choice.
That's an 8th place finish in Teamfight Tactics.
Yeah, that is. That's
a death cap on
That's a death cap on Cassidy. That's exactly what I was going to say. The death cap Ludens Cassidy boys. Rank 3. Let's go. The worst thing is you can still win with that, dude. And then people think, oh, it's so good. I'm going to put all my death caps on me, Cassidy. No, Cassidy is just good, guys. Score. Not going to get that one. It's a drive-by. Tunnel by for Score, who's just going to make his way out.
Someone needs to call Chris Crocker, because they need to leave Atrox alone. You get that. You know, maybe not all the viewers get that. Maybe they're too young for Chris Crocker. Leave Brittany alone.
That's too deep. That is too deep.
Man.
Well, Dove's going to get his second blue buff. He is greedy this game. 3,000 is exactly what you want. Score is the wreck side, so checking around Baron is much easier if SANDBOX are actually moving, because Tremor Sense is a pretty useful tool. However, I don't know what you're supposed to do with a 0-3-0 Ezreal, who's at least farming up quite effectively, but he hasn't completed 2 items yet, and he's Ezreal. And he's staring down the barrel of completed Frostfang as well as Seraph's Embrace and Lich Bane. Ghost does respectable damage right now on the Sona. Not to mention Joker being able to hunt for whoever he wants and try and get that skewer in the right position.
Easy for them to try to shoot skill shots, obviously, into the Baron pit from the vicinity of the red side jungle and do so very safely. This has actually birthed some metas historically in the past for range pokey kind of champions.
Yep.
Ezreal, Zoe, you had Lethality Varus at one point, red side Varus. You had Azir.
And a 34 CS lead as well. Great news for the Jace, but remember, KT invested so much to making sure he could do it. As you can see, that ward paying dividends. Teleport coming in from SANDBOX. Aatrox wants to be here in time. No teleports have met an accord. We're going to discontinue trying to take down the purple worm.
2 minutes until the next Ocean Dragon ends up coming up. KT has brought the gold lead
on KT's side. You can see 180 to 236 in the mid lane. And 162 isn't exactly a huge number, and Tahm Kench doesn't have a lot more, but there's the Devour to get Prey out of trouble. Pebbles go down, not too much more in there. True Shot Barrage softens up a couple of members, but yeah, this turret is certainly going to fall. Crescendo lands, they take down the turret first. His on-fleek knows he's not getting out, so he may as well go in. Uses the stopwatch, invests a lot, W's good. There's the Emperor's Divide, held onto for a very long time, as now Summit wants it with the World Ender. But there is no way that he's going to get anything there. Prey trying to offer the Mystic Shots, doesn't have the Frozen Gauntlet, of course. The Iceborne Gauntlet, Frozen Fist. However, he is still going to be able to offer a lot of damage with the Trinity Force. SANDBOX get out safely.
So now they're just going to clear out vision. around KT's red side jungle. Prey trying to maybe make something happen, but he's definitely playing with fire. Not anymore.
That's a big button. Power Shock Blast.
Not close enough. On fleek, almost there. Too many members in close vicinity. Sona is a champion.
Yep.
So, Ocean Dragon now coming up in 10 seconds. We'll see if SANDBOX actually prioritizes trying to get it.
Highly likely. They have enjoyed their Ocean Drakes in the past. Smeb's waiting in the area, but he wants to get his split push happening one more time. Didn't have to use that teleport, as we mentioned earlier. So they're going to have that opportunity with the Jace.
Oh.
All right, Joker is going to steal himself the red buff. No big deal. Deep dive. VODs trying to check things out, but you can see the vision line getting more and more difficult for KT to actually contest it. We've got pings, but their beware pings as on fleek decides to ignore them, heading straight towards this Baron. The two-man Baron potential is there, of course. Ghost going down very low. Crescendo going to miss on to score. Weaver's wall set up. Baron down to 3,000 health. Didn't want to go for the 50-50. 5 members of SANDBOX in the river, and Smeb still hasn't pulled the trigger on the teleport. He's now created a clock on this siege of the Baron.
They are forked right
someone
now.
has to go in.
Yeah.
Oh, go back. And it's not going to be Aatrox just yet. He's going to wander down.
All right, so we're going to be in this song and a dance for a little while, it seems.
Yeah, a bit of a do-si-do, but vision control reclaimed by KT.
One of the interesting things for me is that Ghost is electing to move into Death Cap instead of just going Oblivion Orb, even though there's no magic resist on the side of KT. And so with the Sork Pen boots, he would be dealing near true damage to several of the targets. He would also be getting himself a little bit more HP, makes himself a little bit more tankier.
Yep. I just like the Rabbidan's Death Cap purely because the heals will then be way bigger.
The heals are definitely a lot bigger, but given the volatility of the current game state, I think getting as much power as possible for these neutral objectives would probably be the best choice. And considering
Illusion inhibitor for free, Joker is the one standing off to the side. He wants to deny score.
It's not
just with Baron are looking to escape. Score still trying to. We got teleports coming in though. Smeb is just trying to win the game, but SANDBOX have walked all the way back to their base. They won't be able to save that inhibitor turret, but we can start a conversation about whether or not that was worth it for KT.
It's going to depend what can they do with the 3 minutes of Baron. Now, if they march all the way up bottom, they push back all the super minions, they raise the bottom tier 3 inhibitor turret, they get the bottom inhibitor and the mid inhibitor, yes, it's going to be worth it.
That's a lot of things.
It doesn't look like they're keen on doing it, so I'm not... We got a lovely game of League of Legends on our... Oh, never mind.
Well,
I think they're going to do it.
KT figured it out. Do you see that ping?
Yeah.
It's on the enemy Nexus. They know how to win this game.
They know. I've heard rumors about what happens if you last hit the Nexus.
You may think that getting 90 gold from a cannon minion is the best thing in League of Legends. Getting 50 gold from a Nexus, that is the actual best thing in League of Legends.
Do you know what else gives you 50 gold in League of Legends?
What's that?
Timbers.
Hey, yeah, that's true.
Do you think that's a coincidence? It's not. Just play Annie.
All right, well, that's a very dead Joker, but a very dead Baron at the same time. You take that trade as SANDBOX. What trade you wouldn't take is your base being absolutely obliterated by Jace. In the meantime, Smeb is going to set up this split push one more time. 60 CS in the lead. Guardian Angel now done. No more item slots left. He's a very, very, very powerful boy on this Jace. SANDBOX, though, they've got a Baron, and they're pushing up towards the enemy base now. True Shot Barrage, try and clear out the minions. Not going to work too well as Joker thinking about getting in position. Look at this tower fall, though. It's going down so quickly. Ghost, speaking of going down quickly, is very squishy on this Sona. But he's able to press W a couple of times, gets that health back. KT will know that if they just focus him with a couple of spells at the same time, he is going to die. However, so is that inhibitor. An inhibitor in the mid lane is also going to fall. So far, SANDBOX are winning.
Jace got the inhibitor turret.
Yeah, brute forced it. Doesn't have much of a minion wave yet as they're starting the 1v1. Empowered recoils are going to come in here as well. Dender has been utilized. Great hammer back there from Smeb as we were casting from the picture-in-picture. He does get the flash off. Smeb, he flashes. It's an unfortunate timing here because that base gate ain't his and he ain't getting anywhere. Ghost is going to be able to pick up that kill. Meanwhile, fight in the mid lane. Snowflower. Oh, that's going to be the resets. Joker able to flash away as well. Prey's going to die. Ghost kills him
That's
with
game.
his Lich Bane, and that is going to be game over. They're going to follow Super Creeps to the Nexus, and SANDBOX have found the victory in game number 3. It was the result to be expected, but KT should have had a 2-0, but as we finish the day, it's a SANDBOX victory.
Yeah. KT had everything going their way, and in game number 1, they just threw it. Game number 2, they brought it back. Game number 3, they picked Jace, the defender of tomorrow, but Prey's birthday was yesterday, so a little bit too late.
Yeah.
As good job by Score and Smeb to put Summit in the ground as far as they did. But then as the game went on, there wasn't all that much that they were able to do. The Talia and the Ezreal were doing what they were meant to. They stall the Baron, they poke. It's really, really hard for the Sona team to get on top of them. Fortunately, though, the Rek'Sai, good champion.
Yeah. Ah, man. Such a weird series of League of Legends, but a deserved victory in the end for SANDBOX, who kept their heads together, were able to take that one down. Smeb almost managed to split push KT's way to victory. Sometimes you roll the dice and it doesn't come up the numbers that you want. And that last team fight, those last skirmishes, they were all SANDBOX, and they were just the more coordinated team in late game macro. And it's just such a weird thing to talk about, right?
Yeah.
A team full of veterans, cool heads, smart players. And on the other side, it's these young upstarts coming out from Challenger and being able to out-macro all of these celebrated players. Score, it's been known as a mastermind of League of Legends for such a long time. It's just a different scenario now.
Well, SANDBOX, they come off with the win today, but it's not the kind of win that people would have expected.
No.
People probably were expecting a much more dominating performance. Well,
it was a loss, actually. It was a loss that KT didn't really want to give over to SANDBOX, so instead they decided to
SANDBOX didn't win today,
throw
KT
one back
lost.
to them.
I like that.
I think that's it's unfortunate, but it's unfortunately the way that we have to describe this series.
Yeah.
Because that game number 1 was 3 Infernal Drakes and a KT with a fantastic position in the mid game, but then ultimately lost like 5 team fights in a row and lost the game. From just
that's
pure mechanical and decision-making flaws back to back.
Yeah, and that's why team composition synergy is really important. So
got to make sure you get your classes and your origins aligned. That's what you got to do.
Missing out on the bonus.
They were playing with 2 sorcerers, 1 wild, 5 nobles. It was just a disaster.